Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Brahma Mera Striparan Takare Banushashi Bhumi Sutta Purusha Gurusha Shukra Shani Rahu Keteva Sarve Graha Shanti Kara Bhavantu. Om. Greetings and welcome to another episode of the Planetary Persuader. I am Kozmickev100 your host, and this is for the week beginning August 5th through the 11th, 2022. Now, if you like the show, I would love you to subscribe. I also would like you to share it. I want you to like it. I like your comments. I keep them coming, and I'm wishing a wonderful week for you. So, if we're looking at the sky today to see where the moon is, because really following the moon is where this all began, folks, way back when. And in the Jyotish Vedic astrology system, we would see the moon in the constellation of Libra as we're looking in the sky, and the lunar mansion of this part of Libra is known as Vishaka. Now, Vishaka means forked or branched, and Vishaka Nakshatra is ruled by Jupiter. And Vishaka's ruling deities are Indra, the god of gods, who loves sensual pleasures, never gives up in a fight, and by Agni, who is the god of fire and purifies us. So there's these two different things going. Vishaka means forked. There's many symbols for Vishaka. One of them is a potter's wheel. This is one I like because it really reminds us how centrifugal force is greater when we're on the outside of the wheel. When we stay centered, we don't get as pushed out by things. So always stay centered. I look at the image of a merry-go-round that they have in playgrounds. They don't have them so much more because people became so crazy in the 80s. But in the 60s and 70s, they were really quite common, and you spin around really fast, and you're a young kid. The bigger kids would push you so fast you might fall off the merry-go-round. But once you got third or fourth grade, you're about 8 or 9, you realize, like, yeah, if I go in the middle of this thing, I'm not going to get pushed off by these big kids. I'm going to be able to hang in there. And that's sort of how it is with Vishaka. It's like, Vishaka also meaning forked or branched. An oak tree is another symbol. Oak tree offers so much shade, and offers so much food, abundance of acorns. And so there's sort of this shelter in Vishaka that is created. And where I live, the Vishaka time of year, I guess, would be like November 3rd to about the 17th of November. Trees are really turning bright color in Chico. They're just like amazing, so we really appreciate our trees. Another symbol is the triumphant archway. There's a triumph, there's a gateway. And like birth, the birth canal is like a triumphant gateway. All of us, most of us, sometimes we're born cesarean, but most of us are born through the birth canal. And that's our first triumph, that's our triumphant gateway. So there's like this regenerative new birth here, and then we see that 3/4 of Vishaka is in Libra, the constellation of Libra, not the season, and 1/4 is in Scorpio. So, So celebrating Vishaka and with the moon today, but we also have a full moon coming up on Thursday, and that's Thursday the 11th at 6:36 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. The moon will be in Dynista. Dynista is ruled by Mars. Dynista symbols are the flute, it's the drum. It's like a wonderful time for music. It's I think the 8 Vasus are the ruling deities, and it's about other aspects of the sun, right conduct. And, there's a little bit of a forcefulness with it, too. And so it's in the constellation, half of it's in Capricorn, half of it's in Aquarius. In Western astrology, it's in Aquarius. In Vedic astrology, it's in Capricorn. And it's just important during this full moon that we just open our hearts up to the music and have that dance of Krishna with the flute, or beat that drum of Shiva for transformation, and there's some leadership qualities with this moon as well. So being an 11th day, 11 is a powerful number. It's kind of a spiritual number, so I'm expecting good things from this full moon coming up. All right. So enough of all these intros to this week. The only other thing I can think of is Venus is moving into Leo in Western astrology also on Thursday with that full moon. So I think that'll get people out of their Cancer shell, and they'll be like, yeah, let's hug, let's kiss, let's take risks, let's be wild, let's be Leo. And so with that said, sign by sign, going through your forecast here, starting with you, Aries, so in the Western zodiac tradition now. So greetings, Aries, welcome to your horoscope. Mars is still in the second house in Taurus, so is Uranus, so is the North Node. So there's a focus on finances, there's still a focus on family. And, Jupiter's in Aries in your first house. So, in a lot of ways, this is a lucky time for you. And even though Jupiter is retrograde, it's also bringing really high spiritual values. See, I was talking to some gentleman from India who knew a little bit about Jyotish, the astrology system in India that I use with my clients, because I think that the cosmos is where we need to go. We can't just be locked into this planet and our seasons. We got to get beyond that. And one of the things happened in Jupiter Dasha to him was like he lost a bunch of money, and that happened to me. And I was like, well, isn't Jupiter supposed to bring all this increase and all these blessings? Sometimes Jupiter shows you don't need this. What's the first nakshatra of Sagittarius? It is Mula, and Mula's ruling deity is Naritri, and she will take away stuff, and then she'll build a real wealth for you. She'll show you what you really need versus what you think you need. And so Jupiter is about solid wealth. It's not a wealth that's easily taken away from us. Jupiter is that 12-year cycle that rules the Chinese zodiac. It's the 12-year cycle that rules the Kumbhamela, and in India people gather to bathe in the Ganges and purify themselves, and it's like 12 million people show up, and they help each other. They help old people, they help people that are handicapped. It's like one of the most beautiful displays of humanity that you're ever going to see. I think it happened this winter. I think since COVID things probably were a little bit different, but we want to connect with spirit, and that's part of this Jupiter retrograde in your first house, Aries. It's like, are you really living up to your spiritual potential? And this year you're being given this portion of grace between now and March to make this happen for yourself, and it's going to be good. Okay. So Jupiter, first house, Aries. Okay, we're going to Taurus now. So Taurus, let's talk about a little bit about Jupiter in the 12th house, because this really enhances your dreams and your ability to have a spiritual life. And so in a lot of ways, your prayer life, your connection to spirit, or even if it's just quiet time sitting by a creek, whatever works for you is fine. That's going to be more enhanced. Now, there's been a lot of, there was a lot of agitation a couple weeks ago, and just kind of crazy stuff going on that you've had to deal with. And God, it's so good to know your friends and to keep in touch with them and to help them as they're going through stuff. Whenever I see North Node of the Moon, North Node of the Moon or Rahu is like symbolic of a head, but it's a head without a body, so we're not getting satisfaction. We feel a little bit like we're strangers in our own land. And then we have Uranus, and it's like Uranus gives us permission to be a weirdo. But it's also like using innovative things. Not all technology is bad. A simple water wheel that doesn't take up the whole creek space provides electricity for somebody in their house without, manipulating the environment to the detriment like a dam would. So there's like a lot of simple, easy things that nature affords us, right kinds of technology that we could use, and we can, riding bicycles, all those things. That's going to bring gas prices down. It's not like you have to, it's just So it's like for Taurus, taking care of the practicalities of life, getting yourself in better shape physically, because really it's between now and November where we really boost our immune systems and get ourselves ready for the winter, so we'll stay healthy all winter and come out in the spring stronger than ever. All right, greetings Gemini, and welcome to your horoscope. And since Gemini is a sign of education, I wore my CSUN alumni hat today. Yeah, I did. I did attend Cal State Northridge between 1979 and 1981, and I got a bachelor's degree in geography because I love the world and I love knowing about places, and I wanted to be a park naturalist. And somehow they got this really weird president came into office around then, and he wasn't really big on conservation. Said, seen one redwood, you've seen them all. So things sort of changed, and that's the deal. And so Gemini being the librarian of the zodiac, and with the sun in your third house, which is also the library of the zodiac, you're gleaning information and just getting it from broad places. And I think one of the greatest things that I get turned on today is people recovering like indigenous information that was before colonialism or before big corporations took over, like medicine. How did people treat each other before there was pharmaceuticals? And how do people stay healthy and do first aid when they lived in the wilderness away from hospitals? Those type of things, recovering some ancient knowledge. I mean, yeah, a little knowledge can be dangerous. That goes for everything in every direction. So, yeah, and I believe in affirmation. The other thing, Gemini, is that, with Uranus, the North Node, and Mars all in the 12th house, it's like sometimes Mars in the 12th can be like secret enemies and people that don't have your best back, your best interests. And so in 12th house is a house of loss. So that, and you feel like a foreigner in the 12th house. If you got the North Node transiting your 12th house, you really feel like a foreigner. And if you feel like weirder than you've ever felt before, that would make sense. These are weird times, and that's what's going on right now. So, greetings Cancer, and welcome to your horoscope. Okay, so, I mean, might as well talk about the full moon a little bit, because full moon's going to be in your 8th house, and the 8th house is a house of transformation. And the thing about, like, when that full moon comes on Thursday, you're not going to be in control of stuff, okay? That'd be the first thing I would say about that. It's going to be other people's property, other people's information. Now, Leo time is about your property. It's about what you own, because it's the 2nd house. It's about your family. It's about your finances. It's about your mouth, whether you need dental work or you... or maybe your neck is feeling a kink and you need a chiropractic adjustment, or anything like that is 2nd house. And values, and investments. And so Venus is moving out of your 1st house this week into your 2nd house too on the full moon. And so I think that there's going to be financial gifts coming to Cancer. That there's going to be a breakthrough and an improvement in your finances that you can look forward to this week. All right. We're going to Leo now. Greetings, Leo, and welcome to your horoscope. So, I always like the MGM symbol of the lion roaring at all their movies and stuff because, it looks cool. It's like, and so, But, Leo as a lion, in Native American astrology, they have Leo as the sturgeon, which is a fish, that's able to swim up. And, and here in the Northern Hemisphere, I mean, Leo time is when we want to be swimming because it's hot out there. And, that water is cooling us off. And our water systems are precious, and we need to verify them, and most Leos in sidereal Vedic astrology are Cancers, so there is a water connection there for sure. So we've got we're starting out with the moon in Scorpio. So for Leo, Scorpio rules the 4th house. So like we're beginning this Friday with you being a little bit more introspect, maybe taking care of family, taking care of your parents, taking care of your home, taking care of fixed assets. All those things could be fourth house. Now, as we move through the week, we flow through it, and Moon goes into Sagittarius on late Saturday morning, and we'll be there Sunday. So that's kind of a party moon sign. So it seems like it's going to be a fun weekend for Leo for the most part. We've got Venus moving into your first house Thursday, along with the full moon moving into your seventh house. And so it's like the possibilities for love and romance are there. I think it's going to be good. I think you're going to like this week. I know you wanted to hear that. And you also are showing, a lot of power. Because look at all this in the 10th house. Uranus, North Node, Mars. You've got a lot of personal power right now. But that also needs to be balanced out where the South Node would be in the 4th house. And that's just your gut feeling about things and just taking care of family. Because I think a lot of times we put career before family in this culture. I think that was, started in Britain, and, it's really hurt families in a lot of ways. Because, you know what? Family comes first. That's why we're here. That was my own 2 cents. That's my value. That's my judgment. But we're moving on to Virgo now. Talk about critical judgment now. Greetings, Virgo, and welcome to your horoscope. Your key phrase is I analyze, so it's always about looking at things. The other thing about, it's like Gemini is the other Mercury ruled sign, and that's more about the macrocosm. Virgo's more about the microcosm. And actually the microcosm for some reason has the greater intelligence, because Mercury is exalted in Virgo. Whoa, okay. Where is Mercury now? Well, it looks like we've got Mercury is about to, or just did move into Virgo. Tell me it's not true. It is, no, it is true. Mercury is in Virgo this week. Just came in there. And so Virgo is, we're getting smarter about stuff. That's the good news. Everybody, as a collective, we're getting smarter, but especially you, Virgo, you're getting smarter. I mean, Leo time, it's a 12th house transit, so it's not like an easy transit. It's a house of losses. It's a house where you feel like a foreigner. But it's really a good house to go to the ashram. It's a great house for taking a vacation, even a staycation if you can't afford it. Downtime, play some nice soft music, fill your bathtub up with cold water, paint some pictures, some color, do some art, make it like fun. And invoke that inner child, because in a way over these next couple weeks we're getting ready, in a couple more weeks it'll be Virgo time and you'll be breaking out, you'll be birthing. So get ready to birth something good in this more introspective 12th house transit time, and know that you've got some great ideas cooking right now. Greetings, Libra, and welcome to your horoscope. I think you're going to really like this full moon coming up, but let's just talk about today. So today we've got Moon in Scorpio, and it's in your second house. Second house is family, and second house is how we make money. And the moon moves pretty quickly through every sign of the zodiac, and so but by the time we get to Thursday, Moon's going to be in Aquarius. That's your 5th house. 5th house is children. 5th house is being in your heart. 5th house is creative expression. 5th house is taking on leadership. And so there's going to be like a bit of a celebration. Now, Leo for Libra represents the 11th house. The 11th house is parties, it's socializing, it's older siblings, it's people that have connections in our life, actually. It's like older people that can kind of help us out and help us move on in the world. And getting together, festivals, that's also the 11th house. Political parties, bleh, but yeah, that's the 11th house too. They never, I don't know. I mean, I could say a lot, but I just kind of wonder if some party's going to adapt, like wearing like a buffalo helmet or something as like their new thing. I mean, that was kind of like Fred Flintstone in the Flintstones. They had the Loyal Order of Water Buffalo. It was sort of cool. They seemed harmless relatively. The Simpsons had the Stonecutters. That's another party, I think it's somewhat of a mockumentary about another secret organization, but you know, that's all 11th house stuff though, you know, it gets you places, and I think there's going to be some good music. A lot of Libras are musicians, like Paul Simon, you know, celebrate the music. Okay, greetings Scorpio, welcome to your horoscope. Well, to Scorpios, hey, today is your day. Yesterday was kind of your day too. Sun's in Leo, this is where you show your work. So, I think, you know, if you're a musician or artist that's a Scorpio, and lots of you are, I mean, your key phrase is I create, after all, and most of you are Vedic Libras, so you're going to see a lot of creativity. And this is an opportunity to showcase and display what you do, and do it in a really good way. And so we'll look at Mars. Okay, so Mars is in your 7th house, relationship. And so relationships, you know, for Scorpio can be kind of shaky at this time because of Mars, Uranus, and the North Node. These are all relatively ungrounded planets, folks. I mean, with the exception of the fact that they're in the sign of Taurus in tropical zodiac right now. And one of the things I heard once really nice about Mars and Taurus is that it's a bridge builder. So I think in relationships, Scorpio, you should work on building bridges right now. And also Uranus is full of surprises. So if you have a loved one in your life, surprise them with something nice. You know, surprises really uplift people, you know, and it's like, I want everyone to feel loved, you know, and you know, we can love each other without expectation. Yeah, sometimes the other parts of it would be nice, and not everyone's always open to that type of thing, and that's okay. But if we can accept the love that is there, and with gratitude and grace, better things are in store for all of us. And I think you're going to get some good creative ideas. I think you're going to rock it, Scorpio. Greetings, Sagittarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, this weekend's mostly Sagittarius moon, so this weekend is made for Sagittarius. And with the Sun in Leo in your 9th house, great time for travel, great time for parties, great time to go back to school, learn higher information, get a better degree, get a better handle on life. This is a good time for all of that. Good time to honor your father. That's also a 9th house thing. Good time to learn a foreign language. A lot of times 9th house is foreign cultures and celebrating foreign cultures. And of course, last week I talked about Jupiter being in your 5th house. Being blessed by your children, celebrating your children, investing in your children, investing in your creative projects, and being able to bring out your best stuff. If you wanted to write a book or something, now would be a perfect time to do that. And I think the full moon will be in your 3rd house, so, you know, a little neighborhood party, like neighborhood get-togethers that are spontaneous. Those are so fun. I miss those. Okay, we're going over to Capricorn now. Greetings, Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope. So, we've got a full moon this week, and that full moon is in Aquarius, but, you know, it's getting there through your 1st house, so it's going to pass by you first. And what I see in that is that, you know, you've been working hard. And you've been going through some kind of change. Like Leo for Capricorn is about transformation. It's about things you're not really in control over. So one of the things is, like, if you're kind of a control freak, Capricorn, in the words of my East Coast friends, forget about it. You know, because that's not going to work right now. Right now you need to let other people help you. In fact, that's really the gift of the 8th house, is inviting other people to help you. Other people's resources work better for you than your own at this point. And it's just important to understand that. And that's a cycle we all go through. And how most of us that have gotten anywhere in life, we've gotten there because we've had help from other people. You know, whether it's your parents, your family, or somebody that invested in you, a benefic employer. There's always reasons why we are where we are versus somewhere else. And so giving thanks and gratitude to all those people that helped us never hurt. And I think the full moon could help get your finances up. I mean, if you're a Capricorn and a musician, you could have a little musical benefit for yourself Thursday night. I bet that would probably fly pretty good for you. Or get your friends that are musicians to have a benefit for you if that's what you needed. I think that would work, actually. Anyhow, I'd say just don't stress. You know, it's not easy, and everyone needs a little bit of help. So ask for it. Don't be a lone wolf. Greetings, Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So, starting out with Moon in Scorpio. You know, and that's kind of like a performance career sign for you. That rules your 10th house. So, what you can do this weekend, Moon will be in Sagittarius. That's party. You know, this is a party house. You're going to go through a little party action. Leo certainly is a party animal. That's in your 7th house, your house of relationships. And, you know, Venus moving through there now, it's like, you know, love is about to come your way. Woohoo! And with this full moon in Aquarius on the 11th, come on now, shine on. Now let's get this right. There's always these jokers that are going to celebrate the full moon on the 12th. They're going to say, oh, you know, they've got a calendar from England or someplace in Europe, but it's a different time zone. So, oh, the full moon says it's on the 12th. It's like, people, where do you live? You know, I mean, if you live in India or Eastern Europe, yeah, okay. Full moon is going to be on the 12th. But even if you're in the East Coast, full moon is on the 11th, folks, of North America. I just have to let you know that, all right? I mean, and the other thing is that full moons are more powerful while they're gaining energy, while they're waxing. Once they've peaked, it's kind of just like, oh yeah, all of this after the full moon. You know, you see what I'm saying? So, I mean, I know you all love full moons, but let's just get a little bit more real with ourselves so we can honor the moon. Let's honor Lord Chandra with, you know, her own cycle of growing and shrinking, waxing and waning. And remember, start it before it peaks, you know. So I think that's 6:38 Pacific Daylight Time, 6:36 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. That's when the moon is full. I mean, the sun will still be up, so, but it'll rise very fat that night, and it'll rise fat even the night before. Okay, now we're going to Pisces. Hello, Pisces, and welcome to your sign. I mean, Neptune's in your 1st house, so you've got this really strong vision as to where you need to go spiritually, aesthetically, and whatnot. Jupiter is in your 2nd house. It's bringing wealth, it's bringing finance, it could bring a healing to your family. And, you know, I think one of the things is, don't gamble. You know, the only gamble you should do is giving to the poor. When you help those who are less fortunate, it actually brings more wealth in your life. And to work with the material things you have to make them more beautiful or enhance them, or if you need to do a remodel or add a room onto your house or something, that's probably a good time for that too. Full moon in Aquarius this week on Thursday, you know, Thursday late afternoon, early evening. There's this feeling of ripeness coming in. It's in your 12th house, so it's going to really enhance dreams. So if you're pay attention to your dreams on Wednesday night, Thursday night, keep a dream journal by your bed, so you wake up Friday morning and go, wow, that was a something. You know, I learned something from that. And as far as relationships should start to improve, you become more of a sweet talker with Mercury in your 7th house, and you might find new ideas and new strategies of making money and helping your finances work out well. And even if you do feel like it's a hard time on your health if you get yourself overheated, so just drink lots of water, stay cool, take showers and baths, and I look forward to being with you next week. Thanks for watching my video. Be sure to subscribe, to share it, to like it. I love your comments. Keep them coming, and I look forward to working with you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.